Ellis on a corner kick, her first career goal. So congrats to Ellis on that. And it has given Liberty a 3-0 advantage, and Liberty has it as the second half begins. We keep referencing this winning streak of the Flames. It is significant, John. If Liberty hangs on here for the next 45 minutes, it would be the first 4-game winning streak for Liberty during non-conference play since 2016. And during that run, they defeated Appalachian State, James Madison, UNCG, and George Washington.
Yeah, 4 good programs right there to get a 4-game winning streak on, and it is definitely been impressive by Liberty right here today and for the last 3 matches that you're talking about.
The Flames' winning streak this time around started with the victory over Richmond, 5-2 at home. Then road wins at Delaware, 2-0, and at Western Carolina, 1-0 the score there. Right now it's 3-0. So not only do you have the victories piling up, and again, there's still 44 minutes left in this one, so Liberty still has to close it out. But within that, back-to-back shutouts, and now another clean sheet for the first half of this one, John. So that's encouraging as well for the Flames.
It really is, and it's, you know, you hate to talk about it before it's over, but it's not just a clean sheet through the first half. It's been not allowing any real opportunity that you could speak of.
Here's King. Liberty picking up right where it left off, keeping the ball, and it's attacking third, looking to set something up offensively. Now Longwood will have a chance to go on the attack. Alamo throws it in for the Lancers, and right away Liberty's right back on the ball. It's Ernest. That pass, though, misguided and taken away. Longwood now with it with some speed, and look at the hustle there by Taylor Mason, chasing it down from behind, taking it away, and now going just as fast in the other direction. She's still moving forward, has a teammate both to the left and right. Mason finds King to her right. Maddie Oliver sets up at the top of the 18. King brings it across, now leaves it for Judon. Judon, plenty of room in front of her. Judon still coming forward and misses wide of the mark, and that was off frame, but Mary Kate Levish has to have the heartbeat going pretty quick. She comes in as the new goalkeeper for Longwood here to start the second half, and this is what she faced right out of the gate.
Yeah, Judon played that ball, and I think in the back of her mind, she was playing that as kind of a shot cross. She was hoping to catch a late runner on that back post, and if anything got deflected, it might go into goal. Just great look from Liberty here early on in the half. You know, they had a bad turnover in midfield, but Mason just hurried back, you know, caught the player from behind, and then they were into the counterattack pretty quickly.
Judon finds Salazar. Here's King on the contact from behind from Gugliano, but play continues, and that pass is too tall for Mason to bring down.
Yeah, I think that was too much contact from behind right there. Yeah, I think that's a call that you got to be careful, you know, letting that play on, because that can you know, just let the play deteriorate into harder and harder challenges from behind.
Only 2 fouls on each team in the first half, but it was because it was really clean play. It wasn't as though they swallowed the whistle on things like that in the first half. There just wasn't a lot of contact. But right now we've had a couple opportunities for some whistles, as that sure seemed to be a handball there, but we again continue to play on.
Yeah, it looked like handling, and the middle referee didn't have a great angle on it, but maybe the assistant referee over here could have helped him out a little bit.
Throw into Oliver, now Salazar, and there's a whistle. That ball apparently crossed the touch line, so Longwood will throw it in. Just about 5 minutes gone by in the second half. And Longwood continuing to have trouble to establish anything offensively. Here are the Flames again. Meredith King sprinting after it, but runs out of room.
Yeah, good run by her, and you could tell just watching that run there, she can run by that outside defender without a whole lot of trouble. And Liberty took advantage of that a lot early in the match. They kept playing those diagonal balls behind to King and Mason on the right and left, and that enabled them to dictate the tempo of that first match for large parts of it. That first half, I should say.
King was the ASUN Conference Freshman of the Year in the spring. And an impact player here in the fall as well. Taylor Mason on the move again. Boy, she covers a lot of ground quickly with those long strides whenever she has the ball.
Yeah, she's getting more and more comfortable in that role too, and you can tell she's going to get better and better as more hard contact from behind there is played on.
And Maddie Oliver, having been the recipient of that a moment ago, comes in with a hard challenge of her own. Now the Flames have it with Ernest. And like you said, John, that's the risk in what has been a clean game so far. Nothing to worry about. If the players start to pick up on more and more being allowed, it can deteriorate in a hurry. Now Salazar with some space. Salazar into the penalty area. Leaves it for Judon. She finds Oliver, taking off the ball for a moment. Good defending there by the Lancers. Judon gets to it here, though, for LU, and Liberty will collect it again. Maddie Ellis with her first career goal in the first half. Has it here for the Flames. Finds Oliver. Oliver trying to get it to her right foot for a shot, and it will be a corner kick instead.
Yeah, good defending there, but right now Liberty really getting effectively into the attack. They're just not just getting into that final third, but they're finding each other right here. Ellis does a great job of laying that ball off. Oliver just maybe could have taken a touch a little quicker. She would have had an opportunity.
Quick corner played into Ellis. Now comes out. The Flames still on it and still applying the pressure. Now it skips in where Levish collects it and waits a moment before punting it the other way. Here's Oliver. Jamison. I know, John, you like to keep a mental run of play throughout the game, and you're usually pretty accurate when we take a look at it toward the end and what ends up transpiring. I mean, it feels like today it's been 80-20. I mean, it has just felt like Liberty has constantly had the ball.
Yeah, I would have gone 75-25, but you're right, it's high. When you have one team on the ball that much, you almost lose track of it a little bit. But yeah, Liberty has come out in this half and really continued that. And now they've got all their starters back in the game who all got a good breather in that opening half, and they're playing like they're very fresh.
Longwood making a substitution, and it appears as though Liberty will make a substitution in goal. Palacios is heading out. There's a fresh Longwood player coming in. That's Lane Fadley. She played in the first half. Meanwhile, for Liberty, Rebecca Vine has entered. So she becomes the new goalkeeper, taking the spot of Palacios.
Yeah, that's, you know, Coach Wiedemeyer trying to get a little playing time to one of those 4 goalkeepers you talked about Liberty has on their roster, you know, that have all been playing well in practice.
Here's a chance for LU. Levish gets there as the ball comes off the foot of Taylor Mason, a little strong for Levish to get to it. There's the goalkeeper for Longwood, the junior coming in. She has played this year with 11 saves registered to her name, 65% save percentage. So she's out there for Longwood in a substitution role, and Liberty has made a change as well, but for a slightly different reason, clearly, with the team up 3-0, getting Rebecca Vine out there.
Yeah, and on that previous play there, Liberty did a great job of finding Taylor Mason, just making a great run across the face of the defender, and here they are again pushing the attack.
King bringing it right in front of the goal, takes the shot and scores. Liberty leads by 4.
Wow, that was a great goal right there. Meredith King, that's a training ground run. You practice that right there, bringing it in, walking it on the end line as she turns the defender over right there. Watch her, she'll walk it on the end line, looking for teammates. Goalkeeper committed out, and she just beat her near post. If you're a goalkeeper, you never give up that near post. And it's tough for Levish just coming in the game, and she's been under fire for the 3 or 4 minutes she's been in the match and giving up a goal already.
Meredith King's 3rd of the year and her 2nd straight game with a goal. And the game winner at Western Carolina, and now pads the lead even further for the Flames, in front by 4 with 34 plus minutes remaining. And now some contact on the far side, and Brenna Warren is down, back to her feet, so that's good to see.
It is, and you know, hopefully this is not going to become a recurring theme as we go through the end of the match here. Challenges coming in late and not being called, and yeah, you just don't want to get anybody hurt on either team.
You've refereed a lot of different levels of competition, all sorts of things. Just commenting on what we have in front of us. It's a 4-goal game. It's a game where Liberty has controlled run of play pretty extensively. I mean, is that tougher as a referee? In other words, do you kind of let your guard down a little bit because it is a 4-0 game, or do you have to protect against that?
I think it's different with every referee. Me personally, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, whatever happens here, I don't want a player to get hurt on either team. I actually might be calling a little bit tighter right now, particularly with the fact that, you know, as we've mentioned, there have been late challenges coming in, and you just want to kind of nip that in the bud if you can right now. You just want these players to understand, hey, we're great with you playing hard, just be careful with your challenges.
Yes, yeah.
Liberty corner coming up. There's Brenna Warren heading over toward the corner flag. She'll be there for a quick pass. Instead, lets it roll by over to Madison Martin, who drives it toward the goal. Meredith King running toward the back post, but it sails out of play.
Good look right there. I like that. That's coach throwing in a little wrinkle there. Hey, we're going to give a defender an opportunity to take a shot on goal, and you could tell that was a design play. Martin put it on the back post, which was smart. That way, we talked about if she didn't get it into the goal, she might catch a teammate on that back post.
Whereas Taylor takes it away for Longwood, but cannot find anyone to pass it to. So now Vine working with it for the Flames.
Yes, get her. Yeah.
Foul here on Longwood.
Finley picking up that foul, and she must have entered the match a minute or two ago, and we talked about her early on. True freshman, daughter of Coach Kelly Finley, the coach of the LU men's team, and she always brings a lot of energy into the midfield when she gets in the game.
LU men's team had a nice win last night against Radford, 3-0. And the men's team will be back here at Osborne Stadium Tuesday. We'll have that one on ESPN Plus as well, playing Gardner Webb, another Big South team. Here's Liberty looking for a 5th goal, and Meredith King was right there on the doorstep if it made its way through, but Levish in position to catch it out of the air first.
Yeah, Levish looked really good right here. Good job of cleanly plucking that ball out of the air because, as you mentioned, King right there behind her ready to put it away.
Finley, we're just talking about her. If you're a soccer fan and you live in the Lynchburg area, you have plenty of opportunities to see some quality college soccer coming up. We were talking about it, John, between this 5-game homestand for the women's team. The men also have some home games mixed in starting today and including today. 7 games for Liberty, either men or women's soccer, in the next 2 weeks here at home, all right here at Osborne Stadium.
Yeah, going to be a very busy 2 weeks, and should be a lot of fun to watch all these, both of these teams, men and women, who are both playing well, continuing to get ready for conference play, and they're both getting ready to get into that right now. You mentioned the local flair. We've talked about Liberty has got Taylor Mason out there, JF product. Finley out there who went to Liberty Christian Academy. We've got a player for Longwood who entered the match in the first half, number 11, Ava Davis, who also was a teammate of Taylor Mason at Jefferson Forest. A lot of local representation coming in here right now, and kind of a tribute to a lot of the quality of play they've been getting in the Lynchburg high school programs.
Longwood with it right now. Lancers in search of a shot toward the goal. Ultimately, of course, want to get on the board. And Longwood, we talked about Liberty's defensive prowess, and going for the last 2.5 games have not allowed a goal. For Longwood, it's the same amount of time, actually more than that when you throw in the overtime minutes, since the Lancers have scored. Right now it's Liberty on the move again. This is Finley lining up the shot, and Levish plays it on the hop.
I like that. Good work by Finley right there. Ball played over top of the defender. She was able to beat her to the ball, hold her off, turn her, roll her to the left, and then get a shot off. Unfortunately, right at the goalkeeper, but nonetheless, really good work rate right there.
Sub here for the Flames. Brenna Warren will head out, and Bridie Herman returns.
Number 7, Bridie Herman.
Herman, a transfer from Tennessee, made 7 appearances in a couple of years with that program. Started a game against Alabama at one point during her time. Now here with the Flames. Casey Jamison with it right now for LU. Sets up King. King with the pass that's stopped right in front of Jamison. Now Finley collects it. Here's Salazar, drives it toward the goal. And Levish calmly waits to make the catch.
That looked pretty harmless watching it happen, but if you're a goalkeeper, that is a tough ball. When they play that high lofted ball, goalkeepers have a tendency to jump early, and you don't want to get caught flat-footed on a high floater like that. Good job by Levish to read that really well in the air.
You can see a line change coming up for the Flames there in the background of that shot. I don't know if I can count that high. There's at least 6 about to check in.
Yeah, more than you have fingers on your left hand.
Yes.
It looked like you were trying to count on your left hand.
We'll try to let you know who they all are when they come in. Right now, play continues. The Flames leading by 4, 26 minutes to go. Meredith King with the ball. One might think she might sub out as part of this sequence. She's had a great day so far, including a goal scored, and as always being part of the Liberty attack in general. But on a hot day like today, and a 4-goal lead, and a lot of soccer coming up that we were just alluding to, we'll see who stays in and who comes out here at this stage of the second half. And here come those aforementioned subs as they race on. You see Avery Belk on the right of your screen there. Bree Myers, number 36, coming in as well. There is Meredith King heading off.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth when you mentioned that Meredith King would be one of those players getting a break and probably finish for the day. And as you mentioned, she's been a factor out here today.
Maddie Ellis, her first career goal, saw her subbing out. Judon getting some much earned water. Liberty with the ball here. Finley plays it back. Salazar stays in, so Salazar, one of the players staying out there for the Flames. This ball played toward Gaffney. She's one of the players that just checked in for Liberty here toward the midway point of the second half. Lissy Gordon also freshly in. Myers out wide toward Herman.
Yeah, good looking play through the midfield there for Liberty, and just about getting into the attack again and continuing to control that midfield, control the tempo. We mentioned one of our keys to the game for Liberty, and they've done a great job of it out here today.
Salazar will patiently wait to throw it in. Now throws it in toward Gordon. It goes off her and out of play. A little bit of contact there with Palomar. Finley. Salazar back toward Finley, but taken away by Gabby Young for a moment.
Finley, we've talked about a fun player to watch. I mean, she just gets in on every challenge, always driving her opponent crazy. You love to have that kind of presence in midfield from a player, and she is really good at breaking up any rhythm the other team can get in the midfield, and just seems to relish that role.
Just joining us, 3 goals for Liberty in the first half, 1 in the second half. Liberty leading by 4 as we hit the midway point of the second half. Total numbers today in other categories. Liberty has outshot Longwood 11-1. Shots on goal 6-1 in favor of the Flames. Here's a chance for Liberty again. This is Gordon working with it. Gordon trying to stay with it, and it is a corner kick for LU. There's the shot count. Corner kicks 5-2 in favor of the Flames, with this being the 5th of the day right now. Gordon plays it in, gets it right back, now lines it up. Longwood clears it toward midfield, but Martin is there for the Flames. Now Martin, and that ball carries far enough for Levish to come get it, and Longwood tries to head the other way, but once again the possession does not last long for the Lancers.
No, that was a really good opportunity Liberty created off that last corner. They played a short ball in, played it right back out to Gordon, and she hit a great left-footed ball into the area. Good job by Longwood defending it, but really, you know, just another really well-played opportunity there by Liberty.
Vine started to come out for the Flames and then laid off as Martin was there to defend. Now a Longwood throw. Ball glances off the foot of Finley. Longwood comes up with it for a moment. Myers working for it for Liberty, and the Flames have it again with some options available. It's Gaffney at the moment. Gaffney, a couple of players around her.
Gaffney working hard there. Her touch got away from her a little bit. That's what forced her to have to make that diving challenge, but work rate really good there.
Liberty will throw it in. Longwood, you mentioned the short drive over from Farmville, Virginia. Not far at all. Saw them arrive off the bus earlier this morning, and they will head back there afterward. Right now we have a hydration break here in the second half. So play stops with 19:37 remaining in regulation. It has been all Flames this afternoon. Liberty leads by 4.
Doing it yourself doesn't have to mean all by yourself. With the Home Depot as your partner, doing's never been easier. You can pick up skills in a virtual workshop. Pick up what you need fast or have it delivered same day. And if you have more projects than you have time to do them, we can even help with that. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
We did it again. Verizon has been named America's most reliable network by RootMetrics. And our customers rated us #1 for network quality in America, according to J.D. Power. #1 in reliability 16 times in a row. Most awarded for network quality 27 times in a row. Proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network.
Liberty leading by 4 along with John Cottle. I'm Kyle West, having a dance party here in the booth to some One Direction. Well, I don't know, dance. I'm dancing. Are you dancing? we just got a yellow card in the booth. Yep. Stephen Gonzalez, the spectacular sports information director, he helps us out so much with everything with the women's soccer program. He just issued a yellow card for us dancing over here.
Let me clarify, Kyle. You got the yellow card.
Oh.
It was issued to you. It was not a group yellow card, and I appreciate you including me in on that, but I think that was all you that time.
Okay, all right. Well, I will have to be on my best behavior for the final 19 minutes. I do not want to be ejected before this one ends.
Yeah, we don't want to play a man down.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but we don't want to do it. We don't have to.
All right. Sounds like a good plan. We are glad you're joining us. Hope you're having fun wherever you're tuned in from. We're having fun here. It's been a great day. And Lynchburg for the home team. Flames leading by 4. 19 minutes to go. Start of 5 straight at home for Liberty. We ran down the next time Osborne Stadium will have some college soccer, being the men's team Tuesday. That's 6 p.m. against Gardner-Webb. For the women's team, they are into the full Thursday, Sunday rotation, and they are all at home for the foreseeable future. Thursday against UNCW. That's at 6 p.m. next Sunday. 1 p.m. against UNCG. And then conference play starts September 23rd. Jacksonville State will be here. And that's a Thursday 6 o'clock match. After that, homestand concludes with North Alabama. on a Sunday afternoon, September 26th. 5 in a row at home, including this one. And right now, the Flames are 18 minutes away from the first 4-game winning streak in non-conference play since 2016.
Yeah, you know, come on out and watch, because not only are you getting a lot of home matches, but here we are. We haven't even completed 2, but in the last 2 home matches, we've tallied 11 goals already with a 5-2 result over Richmond and up 4-0 here today. That's what you call an attacking style of soccer.
It has been fun to see it unfold in front of us. It's good to take advantage as well with the chance to see it in person again. Last year, Osborne Stadium, such an eerie feeling the way it was set up. Even we were remote, John. We were calling the game from off-site. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be back at Osborne Stadium and see soccer live firsthand, and the crowd enjoying it as well here this afternoon. So again, if you're in the area and want to see quality college soccer, by all means, plenty of chances to do so. You can see the full schedules for the men's and the women's teams on the Liberty Athletics website.
Yeah, we got to broadcast from parts of the campus that I had never been to before, to be honest. And
Yeah.
it was, in some ways, it was fun from that angle, but not being at the match was a completely different feel to it.
Salazar working to gain it back for the Flames. Now Gordon has it. Gordon trying to drive it in. It's knocked down initially by Gugliano. Myers gains it back for Liberty for a moment. Now James trying to win it out of the air. And the Flames on the near side will have a throw. Lots of subs awaiting. And they will come in now. Looks like 6 new players for Longwood. A couple fresh faces for Liberty as well. There are the Longwood players heading out as the clock counts down toward 15 minutes remaining. Savannah Holmes, one of the players coming in for Liberty here. A lot of the starters have subbed out for the Flames. Salazar still in there. Madison Martin on the back line for LU. But up top certainly, and in the midfield.
Yeah, that might be it, I think.
Yeah, most of everybody else has subbed out, and valuable experience, and we talk about it a lot, John, but it bears repeating with the amount of depth on this team and how many players. I mean, right now you have players that, yes, they have subbed in today, but they have been starters earlier this season. They have been starters in years past. There's just a lot of experience and depth on this team, so that when you have these mass substitutions, it really isn't noticeable in terms of the level of play.
Yeah, and the thing you didn't hit on is the fact that, you know, we know that injuries occur all the time in the college game, and to be able to just plug and play, you know, to borrow a phrase right there, and continue at the level that you were at before is really a great luxury.
Gordon's ball makes it all the way to Levish. That was intended for Jessica McDonald. She's a freshman out of Arlington, Virginia, making her 4th appearance this year. Salazar throws it into Myers. He plays it back to Martin.
We talked about the fact that, you know, we're only a 40-minute drive from Longwood here, and they do have a fairly good number of fans here watching today.
Yeah, we've seen Multiple people walking around sporting Longwood Lancers gear.
Yeah, you can hear them occasionally and cheering their team on.
It is such a soccer-rich area. So many Division I programs in the Commonwealth of Virginia alone, and we saw that come to fruition last spring, especially with COVID scheduling and everything becoming more regional. It's a great area to be in if you have to schedule regionally, especially when you include the state of North Carolina, which borders Virginia to the south. You can have a lot of quality competition. Frankly, you can have a full season of college soccer against some really good teams without having to go outside of a one-state radius.
Yeah, and you know, any AD would tell you they love that opportunity if they need to limit travel to be able to pick up quality opponents without having to go, you know, 4 to 8 hours to pick up a match, and they took advantage of that in the springtime.
It's good to see these two teams facing off again. First matchup since 2017, but former rivals in the Big South Conference and geographically close, so never a bad thing when these teams meet. Of course, we mentioned the men's team played at Radford last night. Last year we saw Radford come back to Liberty and play against the men last year. So these teams that used to meet every year in the Big South Conference starting to get back onto the schedules again after a couple years gap when Liberty moved to the ASUN Conference. You're starting to see some of these teams back on the schedule, and I think that's a great thing as well, just as a fan overall.
Yeah, I agree, and you hit on it earlier in the match when you talked about a lot of these players know each other a little bit because they played club, travel soccer against each other as they came up through the system, and now they're playing on collegiate programs, and I think they kind of enjoy that familiarity, competing against old opponents or at times against teammates they may have had earlier in their career.
Less than 11 minutes to go here. Liberty leading by 4. The Flames have outshot Longwood 11-1 today. Shots on goal 6-1 for the Flames. Liberty scored 3 in the first half, 2 early, 1 late, and added 1 more here in the second half. Meredith King had that goal in the second half. The goals in the first half, courtesy of Maddie Oliver, Casey Jamison, and then the first career goal for Maddie Ellis with about a minute left in the first half. Assists today, just 1. That was Alexis Salazar. She set up the initial goal on a beautiful sequence, which allowed Maddie Oliver to run it into the goal. That gave Liberty the 1-0 lead, and the Flames have added to it steadily throughout the afternoon.
Yeah, they really have, and not just added to the goal total, but as we've mentioned all day long, they've controlled the run of play, and they've been the team that dictated tempo throughout the match.
Lissy Gordon subs out here with about 9.5 minutes to go. We're looking at Rebecca Vine right there. She subbed in as well this half, taking the spot of Palacios. Great to see her getting some sustained minutes here. We talk about the competition throughout the week and everything else. That's valuable as a coach. Ultimately, you want a group of players to emerge where they solidify and lock down the role, where these are our 11, these are the ones we're bringing in off the bench, all these things. You want those things settled down, but right now, up and down the roster, all the way down to 4 goalkeepers, Lang Wiedemeyer has praised this team for the quality of competition in training, the players competing among themselves to earn those extra minutes, as well as competing hard whenever they face an actual opponent such as today.
Yeah, and goalkeeper is not a position that you change often. When you get your goalkeeper, they get 95 to 100% of the playing time. But for Coach Wiedemeyer to be able to reward Rebecca Vine today for what he called, really good work in practice, that type of thing, that's a good thing for Rebecca, but good thing for the whole program. And players want to play for a coach that will reward them with playing time when they're working hard in workouts.
Absolutely. Saw there a moment ago Savannah Wortman working hard for Liberty. She's a player who has come in. Meanwhile, Avery Belk is reaching at her left jaw there as she came up on the wrong end of that. And unfortunately, it was friendly fire. It was Savannah Wortman that came in with the flailing arm, and that caught Belk on the side of the face.
Yeah, left hand flew up as she was turning in one motion, and unfortunate for both of them, caught her teammate. Hopefully she'll be okay.
Clock stopped with 7:56 remaining as Belk is allowed some time to perhaps shake it off. Now she'll pop up to her feet and head out. And hopefully that's not more serious than just a little soreness and surprise. But of course we hope that she's able to make a healthy return sometime soon.
Yeah, up there in the TMJ region up there, and that's always a little bit tricky, and hopefully no damage to that joint right there. And Finley will check back into the match for her.
There she is, coming in for the final 8 minutes or so. Play resumes. Longwood with it. Again, Longwood. Talking about the Big South Conference, that is next for the Lancers. They have Winthrop next Saturday to begin conference play.
Yeah, and they, they really are looking forward to getting into that. We talked about the fact that they were picked number 4 preseason by the other coaches, and that would indicate that they feel like they can compete well and within conference, and they've played this tough out-of-conference schedule just for that reason.
This is Pose on to Wortman. Now Myers with it. And that ball goes past Holmes out of play.
I would have to say that the intensity of play right now has kind of dropped, and hot day, not much time left in the match, 4-0 right here. It appears as if both teams have let up just a bit, and that would be to be expected.
Certainly understandable, as again Liberty is a few minutes away from a 4th straight win. We've talked about so much college soccer, John. I know we were talking before the broadcast about internationally as well, and the World Cup qualifiers going on. It's just a great time to be a soccer fan in general, no matter what.
Oh, no doubt. And the amount of soccer being telecast right now, options are pretty much limitless. And you mentioned the U.S. men's national team, and they just had their first 3 World Cup qualifiers, and they got off to a little bit of a rough start, 2 draws, but then they finished up really well the other night against Honduras. And you and I were talking about it. They put 4 goals on them in the second half and ended up winning that 4-1 after going down 1-0. That was a big moment for United States soccer if you're a fan, which I'm a huge fan. And that was a big moment. I was pretty disgusted with them up until halftime of that match.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
thinking that we weren't going to qualify, but now we're right back in the thick of it.
Yeah. Yeah, notice I did not text you during that match to to check. Maybe I should have done a check-in on you just to make sure you were okay.
Yeah,
But
I was up late that night.
I was
and,
not going to bother you during that one.
yeah, all's well that ends well, and they'll be back at it again in October. Meantime, Liberty, we talked about all these players don't get much playing time. They'd love to get a goal in here, and they're still working at it.
You might have predicted it. Oh, great save by Levish to keep it out of the goal for a moment. Rebound opportunity there for Wortman. John, you've started to make a habit of predicting things before they happen. You predicted that Liberty might go on a pretty substantial winning streak there on a last broadcast, and you predicted today ahead of the broadcast, just with us privately, that you thought Liberty might look sharp, especially early on, and geez, you almost put a 5th goal on the board right there.
Yeah, Levish had other things in mind as she came up with a big stop right there. Really well done by her to keep it at 4-0, and I think I may have kind of predicated that goal off the corner before the halftime too.
You did. Here's a drive toward the goal, and that one does find its way in from distance. Bree Myers, her first career goal.
Yeah, another local product, we haven't talked about today from Lord Botetourt High School. Bree Myers with, what you might call a hopeful attempt, but we talked about earlier, those high floating balls on a keeper can be tough to deal with, and that was pretty much a really hard one to deal with, and Levish just did not time it up very well at all. Managed to get her right hand on it, but not enough to keep it out of goal, and just like that, Liberty at 5-0. 2 matches in a row where they put 5 goals on the board.
2 home matches with 5 goals. 10 goals in total here for this part of the home slate for the Flames. That is a great number, certainly for the home faithful to cheer on Liberty. And again, this is just the start of a lot of contests here at home. Thursday, UNCW makes the trip here. That one slated for 6 p.m. Bree Myers coming through with her first career goal, and Liberty pushes the lead to 5. 3 goals in the first half, and now 2 in the second half.
Ball chipped into the attacking corner there, and time is quickly running out on this match. And an offensive output, as you mentioned, the last 2 home matches, 5 on the board in each match. Just another proof of how much Liberty women's team loves to play at home. They've always been a good home team. A tough win here, and they've really picked that back up again with the home field advantage.
Yeah, I don't have that number right in front of me. I know we talked a lot about it during the spring, so unfortunately it eludes me now that we're in a different semester. But historically, in the last few years, Liberty has had a true home field advantage. Their record has been stellar here at Osborne Stadium, and right now they're looking to win back-to-back home games with 5 goals apiece. First, Richmond, 5-2 win back on September 2nd, and right now in front by 5 with less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and you can tell right now, I think I said this a little while ago, but I think Liberty is just going to try to kill it here. Maybe not go to goal much unless something's just wide open. Content to hold that 5-goal lead.
That seems to be the case, as not a lot of urgency, not needed right now for really either team at the moment, but especially Liberty with it down on this end. Just very content to have a 5-goal margin and watch this final minute roll off the clock with UNCW waiting on Thursday.
Yeah, Liberty in no hurry to get the ball back in play here.
Ball cleared away by Madison Homey. We have not had a chance to call her name much today. She was our impact player we featured at the beginning of the broadcast, but it has been a long day for the Lancers, just trying to get anything going offensively, playing defense for so much of this contest. As this ball will roll all the way down, and with only 12 seconds left, that might be enough to end this one for all intents and purposes. John, just a truly quality performance for the Flames. First half, second half, starters, reserves, no matter how you slice it, everybody's going to walk away with a lot of positives.
Oh, no doubt. And Coach Wiedemeyer, as they enter conference play here not too long from now, he's got to be real happy with the way they're clicking, particularly getting into goal. A worry that they